Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to look at the second stack of cards I plan on sending to PSA in the near future. Now this stack is going to be exclusively English cards, and if you know me you might be surprised because I usually deal with Japanese, and that is because I truly believe Japanese Pokemon cards to be the better, more interesting side of the hobby. I have no regrets about saying that, I truly believe that. But I do have quite a few English cards, and these actually come from a very different time. From when I still dared to open booster packs in my younger, wilder days. So back when I was a teenager I pulled most of these cards myself. Now of course that does not mean that they will be gem mint, not at all, because usually English cards tend to have a lot lower print quality and most of these will have some flaws. For example, let's take this completely randomly picked card. And let's hope my camera will focus, there we go. For example, here you see right away on this random card there's a bit of whitening on the left top corner, and most of these cards will have little flaws like that. So honestly, on this submission of English cards I would not expect a lot of 10s, but a lot of these cards would still be grade worthy even if they reached an 8 or a 9. And of course there are still some 10 contenders in there. So yeah, let's just go through everything. First we have some EX series reverses. We have, of course, gotta get the focus right. We have this beautiful Kabuto, reverse, Nishida art from EX Sandstorm. Definitely one of my favorite sets. And I think this might be a 10 contender, although there might be a little bit of whitening on the bottom. Yeah, I'm not sure what's dust and what's whitening, but this card's looking very clean, definitely worth grading. Next we have this Espeon. Another beautiful Sandstorm reverse. Arita art on this one. Then we have a Swampert from EX Crystal Guardians. There is the focus. Very weird to think that I pulled most of these cards out of packs myself, when all of those packs are like a couple hundred these days. I opened them back when I bought them for like €5. It's a crazy thought. We have this Ghastly. Wailord EX. I remember it being a huge deal that this card had a 200 HP back then. I think I was the first cards to be that high, and it was a big deal. Pretty cool memory. Let's look at the back. Don't think this was a 10 contender. Yeah, we see some whitening on that bottom right corner. But other than that, this is looking very clean. So I might, praying for a 9 on this one. Still be a nice grade. Honestly, a 9 is not bad at all. A 9 is a mint card. We got this Kabutops. Really good. So as you can tell, even though I just said that most of these cards will have some whitening, generally these are all in very nice condition. Of course they are still pack fresh cards. We got this Salamence. Now we're starting with the level X's, so we're doing Gen 4 now. Again, a bit of whitening. I'm not sure what's up with the bottom right corners all the time. Those seem to be the worst offenders. Next we have an Arceus level X. Here's the back. Here we have a Drifloon. I think that's one of the shinies. As you can tell, I think, yeah, the bottom here says SH1. So that's how you can tell. Is it actually a 1? Yeah, I was trying to look at it through the camera screen. Actually, there seems to be some scratches on here that I haven't seen previously. But that might be on the sleeve or on the top on the card saver. So we'll have to double check that later. Is that? Oh no, that's a little indent is actually on the card saver and not on the card itself. But I will have to double check this one. I actually closely inspected everything, so I'm not expecting it to be on the card, honestly. Another one of the shinies, Swablu. Next we have a Drapion. That's from Triumphant. Opened a lot of Triumphant packs when I was a teenager. Those were always in my local store. Here we have a Solrock. Then we have a Houndoom. I remember there being quite a few Houndooms in my last video. The Japanese Neo Houndooms. So if all of these get dense, that would be beautiful. Don't think this one will. See a little bit of widening, so probably another 9 or 8. Might be a 10 if we're lucky. This Celebi is awesome. Beautiful holo. Oh, I think I see a little swirl over there. The left, yeah, that's a swirl. Very nice. Then we have some legend cards. This is a loose piece. Another loose one, the top half of Suicune and Raikou. Next we have a complete one, I think. Yeah. Here we have the Cresselia and Darkrai Legend. Pretty cool concept. Would not mind if they do something similar in the future in modern sets. Actually really cool artwork. I'm not sure who the artists are. Let's take a look. I can't even find it where they show the artists. Sorry that I'm looking at it off screen. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's zoom in. These are the artists. Shinji Higuchi and Noriko Takaya. Haven't heard of them, but they seem to be pretty cool. Next we have another completed legend with Palkia and Dialga. Pretty cool. Very epic looking. Next we have some Prime cards. Oh yes. These are always very juicy. Like the hollow border really does it for me. Cool. Next we have a Tyranitar. Another fan favorite. Next we have the Mew, which is probably my favorite Prime of them all actually. Yeah, it might be my favorite. But from what I remember, this one was actually not a 10 contender, unfortunately. Hoping for a 9 or an 8 on this one. Yeah, we see some whitening on the top left, top right. Bottom's looking a bit better. But 10 is not realistic on this one. Next we have some black and white. Not a big fan of the holos in this era, but the games were great. Black and White 2, probably some of the best. But yeah, for some reason, although I think there's a lot of good things about this era, it's probably the least nostalgic to me. And honestly, as I said, the holo is kinda ugly in my opinion. I'm glad they didn't keep this. Also pretty boring art styles, if you ask me. So probably a lot of these black and white cards will be for sale. But these are actually quite nice. Of course, the introduction of full arts during the black and white era is an amazing thing they did. There's both of them, Zekrom and Reshiram. I think these are probably the first full arts, if I remember correctly. So honestly, pretty amazing cards. Don't remember if there were any flaws, but yeah, I see little dots of whitening. Would have been amazing to get a pair of 10s on these. Another banger. We got this Secret Rare Pikachu. actually surprisingly popular cards, because these early black and white sets usually aren't very popular, but this card is selling for quite a lot. Not sure how much, but quite a lot. I think centering is also not perfect on this one. Some more full arts. We got Terrakion and Cobalion. Next, a Raikou. These full arts are definitely the best thing about the black and white era. Got this Ho-Oh. Let's look at the condition real quick. Yeah, we see some whitening, but that's alright, still worth grading. Next, we have this Radiant Collection Mew. Really sick card. Look at the glitter on this. Definitely a fan favorite as well. Not gonna get a 10 because of that top left corner and bottom right corner. Still hoping for an 8 or 9. I think this card has value in an 8. Pikachu by Himeno. Really cute. Let's look at the back. Not looking too bad, honestly. And then we have this Dragon Vault Rayquaza. That at the top is probably a speck of dust. I'm gonna have to clean that off. And then we're gonna finish off with some Topps cards, actually. First of all, this beauty. So let me explain. This is a authentic 35mm film frame card from the Topps 2000 booster packs. You actually got only one of these in an entire booster box, so they're pretty hard to find. And you can get any type of frame from the second Pokemon movie. So any frame that exists in the movie. And as you can tell, the frame I got on mine that I pulled is this really amazing looking Lugia. Of course, a Lugia frame out of all the frames you can get will be a bit more special. It would probably go for a premium if you want to sell it. And then this incredible, like, iconic pose of Lugia is probably, in my opinion, the best frame you can get out of the whole movie. So that was a very lucky pull. I actually pulled that one myself out of a booster pack, so that was amazing. Not sure if it will go for a 10, but honestly the condition on this card doesn't really matter to me. What matters is the exclusive, rare, beautiful, and very unique film frame that I got. And then we have some more Topps. We have this It's Not Over Yet card, featuring an actual Pokemon card, the Ancient Mew, which is very interesting to see a Pokemon card inside of a Pokemon card. Not sure if that happened in other cases, in other cards. Probably did. If someone wants to read text, here you go. Really, by the way, really bums me out that I didn't pull the reverse version of this, the holo version. This is just a regular version, unfortunately. Here is a holo version of the first movie Topps, Ash's Sacrifice. Pretty iconic scene. And they did something very weird with the holo effect, where like the top of Tentacruel is not included in the holo layer. Not sure if that's a mistake or an error, but it just looks very weird, as you can tell. Alright, next up we have this one, just called Legends, showing Mew, another holo. Then we have Charizard. Of course, a Charizard will always be a good pull, so I decided to include it in my submission. And last but not least, if I can get it off the table, is another Charizard. So this is special, forgot what it's called, but you have these cards that are cut from the side in different patterns. I think it's called like a die cut or something. And yeah, that's actually my whole English stack. So if you see anything you like, feel free to leave a comment what your favorite card was. And next episode will be more Japanese. Hope you have a nice day. See you later.